All right, hello, welcome to Learn Wiko. And today we'll be discussing on pharmacologic action of enzyme inhibition. And before we proceed, let's refresh our mind on what we have known about enzyme and its inhibition. Well, we could still recall that enzymes are biological catalysts that speeds up reaction without being used up at the end of that reaction. And also, we can still remember that enzymes have affinity and specificity for their substrate. And also, enzymes work at a given temperature, which is the optimum temperature, and they have prospective inhibitors. And then, why we have this at the back of our mind, we also know that enzymes combine with substrates to form enzyme substrate intermediate, and finally, to give off an enzyme product. And this is the enzyme substrate complex, of which is the basis for more subsequent reactions by enzymes. Okay, pharmacological action of enzyme inhibition is what we'll be mostly discussing today. And if you look carefully, we will also see that pharmacological inhibition is the basis of many drugs. Well, an inhibitor is a molecule that wants to bind to an enzyme and decrease its activity. Some pathogens' activity makes use of some of these enzymes. And then the therapeutic mechanism of getting rid of these pathogens is by inhibiting the enzyme which that molecule works on. In fact, many drugs are enzyme inhibitors. So an inhibitor can be competitive or non-competitive. Well, it can be competitive when the inhibitor molecule compares with a normal substrate molecule for a chance to bind to the active site of that molecule. And also, it can be non-competitive also when the reverse becomes the case. So this is all about the basis for inhibition. Now let's look at a basic inhibitor, which is a methotrexate. And this molecule, though, does not work more on the enzyme substrate complex. Rather, it works more on the enzyme inhibitor complex, of which we have discussed earlier. So let's look at the structure of methotrexate and that of folic acid. As you can see in the chart, methotrexate is a structural analog of folic acid, and we all know that folic acid is one of the body vitamin B complexes. Well, methotrexate inhibits or interferes with the way our body breaks down our folic acid. In fact, it competitively inhibits the enzyme folate reductase enzyme. Yeah, when it does that, it inhibits DNA replication, and of course, we know that this will also inhibit the rapid growth of cancerous cells. This is its clinical application and its clinical importance of methotrexate. Okay, also let's look at it vividly now. What are the functions of our folic acid, of which methotrexate inhibits? Folic acid helps in the production of red blood cell in the human body, and also it also helps in DNA growth and repair, as we have said earlier. And if you can still recall, we made mention of the fact that methotrexate inhibits this DNA growth and repair, and pathogens making use of this DNA growth and repair are at that instance eliminated by this inhibitor. Now, away from this, also, we have to look at the side effects of methotrexate, where the side effect of this inhibitor includes vomiting and nausea. And these side effects can be taken care of clinically. The therapeutic treatment for the side effect of methotrexate include the administration of folic acid supplements to the patient suffering from the methotrexate. Now think of this. What other inhibitors have pharmacologic importance just like methotrexate? And worst of all, what are prothrombins, and what connection does it have with blood clotings? I know you'd like to have the answer to this also. So up next, We're having pharmacological actions of enzyme inhibition. And this time around, we'll be discussing on dicomarol. I hope you enjoy this. Keep subscribing. Thank you.